Saturday, everybody out there in KUMV listener land. Good morning, you guys. I hope you're having a great morning. It is Monique Buchanan, the host of the Welcome Home with Monique show, where we talk all things real estate and then some. Listen, if you have an interest in purchasing property, any kind of property at all in all 50 states, my lender is licensed in all 50 states. He is also one of the vice presidents of none other than Guaranteed Rate. So he's at the top of his game and has over 450 lenders under him. So you're going to get the best with the best when you deal with me and my team. Speaking of team, I've got Miss Becky Coins. Becky, where were you raised up at anyway?
Right here in Las Vegas.
That's right. So you know what, guys? I've never did a formal introduction to my partner, Becky Coyne. She has joined the Welcome Home team. You guys heard me last week talk about that. We are expanding our team. We are welcoming fellow agents out there that are looking for a place to go where they can get some hand holding. Okay, maybe you're newer. Maybe you're trying to figure this all out. I don't mind holding your hand and walking you through it. Right, Becky?
No.
Because we're hands-on people, right? I feel like I learned. Yeah, I was blessed enough when I started that my mentor sat me down in his chair. He had over 20 years of experience. He's one of the top realtors here in the state. And I was blessed enough that he's made me do all of his work. And I say that was a blessing because I learned
That's
so
the way to do it,
much.
hands-on.
Hands-on, right? All the issues and problems that came up, I watched how he navigated those waters. I learned from his 20 years experience, and that was 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So now I just want to play it forward and welcome any other agents that are out there like, man, what can I do to help my clients in the best way possible? Because we all want to do the best for our clients, right? And I'll only take on people that I feel are aligned with me and my values, to be honest with you. And that's why you came along.
Has to be a good fit.
It has to be a good fit. Not everybody's for everybody. Heck, there's some people out there that when they hear this show come on, they might, click it right off because maybe my husband says my laugh is crazy because I'm always cackling. So don't worry, I love you anyway, even if you can't stand my laugh. But no, seriously. So Becky, you want to tell them a little bit about you? Just so you know, Becky went to real estate school with me almost a decade ago. So what made you want to get into real estate, Becky?
Obviously, my experience, probably more than anything. I've always been fascinated with real estate. But when my husband and I decided to do our first little step into our real estate venture, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing, and it was a little questionable, as I learned after the fact.
After the fact, right. I had the same experience, and so that's something that also motivated me. You knew me. In fact, you guys, we shared the same realtor. And God bless his heart. You know what I mean? But,
yes.
But, I know that everything happens for a reason. At the time, I was devastated. I had put in over, 30 offers, and we didn't get one accepted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I shared that with you. But anyways, I was heartbroken because I was a single mother at the time, and I desperately wanted to get a home for my daughter and myself. And, God shut that door, but he shut it for a reason. Now, I can see why he shut that door because it put the fire under my butt to help others out there that are in similar situations where, maybe they've been told no, that they can't get approved for a home loan and they gave up,
Yeah. I'm dealing that right now with one of my closest friends.
Right. Absolutely. That's right. So
she was told no.
And she did not give up because you got in her ear and said, listen, you're going to deal with our team lender, Anthony.
That's right.
Before you give up. Because if Anthony, for one, he'll never say no, but he'll say not right now. And this is what I want you to do so that we can get to that yes. That's why I align myself with him, because once again, our team values are there. You know what I mean? So we're here to help. But anyway, so tell just a little bit about your best friend.
They're renting a house. Like a lot of people, didn't necessarily think that they were going to buy. And she called me up and asked if I could help her with a rental. And I said, is this really what you want to do? I will more than happily help you find a rental. But why don't you kind of just have a talk with my lender? Just a conversation. And she said, well, we want to buy, but I don't think we can.
Now, why does she not think we could or they could?
A lot of it, I think, had to do with her credit.
She spoke to a different lender too, though, right?
Oh, yeah. And that lender was not very kind and basically kind of slammed the door on her.
Because she was not a slam dunk deal. And unfortunately, that happens a lot. You know what I mean? And not all lenders are like that, obviously. There's some amazing lenders out there. So shouts out to my lenders. But there are some, just like with anything, there's 15,000 realtors. And the majority, 95% of them do it as a side hustle.
Yeah.
So they're not like us full time.
Just going through the motions real quick. Yeah.
Exactly. So not to slam them either, but some of them do take pride in what they do. You know what I mean? But at the same token, if you're not doing this full time, then you're not going to have the same experiences, right? You're not going to have the same amount of knowledge as somebody that is out there, boots on the ground, full time. And with the lenders, you've got a lot of them are part-time lenders. They're just looking for the slam dunk deals where you've got over a 750 credit score, you're making great money. That's what they want. If you have any kind of little hurdles to jump over, they don't want to handle it. They're just, sorry, we can't approve you.
Too much work.
Next. You know what I mean? And it's so sad because there's so many people that maybe just had student loan debt that the lender didn't know how to handle, didn't know, how to, navigate through those waters. So they just said, you're not approved. Next.
Our tipped employees.
Tipped employees. That's another good one because me and you both used to be tipped employees. So it is so imperative that people understand, don't take no for an answer. She had pretty much given up and told you, hey, let's go look at rentals. You told her there is no way. We're going to see if you can buy a home. And so you got her with Anthony. What happened?
He gave her their path, which ended up being shorter than she expected, and they are on their way to being homeowners.
They're
hopefully
in escrow.
closing soon.
That's right, you guys. You hear that? So she was done. She was like, they made good money, but I think the credit wasn't quite where it needed to be. And then there were some other issues that the previous lender said no to.
His tipped employee.
Because she was tipped employee. So Anthony knows all of that, right? He knows how to put it all together and get it to the closing table. And so now your best friend will be becoming a homeowner at the end of this month because you shared that information with her.
Yes.
What
absolutely.
a blessing. What a blessing that is. That's why I love what we do.
I know.
I
Same.
love it.
Same.
You give them keys when they thought they couldn't get a home, and it just feels
it's huge.
So good.
It is. It's a big deal.
It is. So if you're just tuning in, this is Monique Buchanan and my partner, Becky Coins, and we are the Welcome Home team. There's other members that are too scared to get on this show with me. But anyways, we love them too, and we're just on this show. And the show is basically, you guys, for the whole community to just give you guys insight on what the Las Vegas market looks like, but, other markets as well. I can assist you, and we can assist you in all 50 states and in 24 countries. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're moving anywhere, you can give us a call and we can assist you guys. 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. WelcomeHomeWithMonique.com is my website. You can check it out, search for homes. You can go on there and see how much your current home is worth. If you wanted me and one of my colleagues to come over and take a look and, just walk you through what you can do to get that home ready to list. We can do that as well. Of course, all, free of charge. We're not going to charge you to come on over and just talk to you, answer your questions, take a look at the property and give you insight. So let's jump on into today's topic, which is all of you out there that have been sitting on your hands. The rates have come down, you guys. Ta-da!
Here we go.
Here we go. The floodgates are about to open. In fact, they've already, my phone's already ringing up, right, Becky? Yours as well.
Oh, yes.
Hey, the rates are down. The rates are down. They're already, hey, get me with Anthony. Get me with Anthony. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But I feel like right now is a sweet spot because the floodgates they're like slowly opening. But once they're at full throttle, honey, oh my goodness, it's going to be 2019 again.
Wheels are going to come off.
Wheels are going to come off. So just so you know, over the last 90 days, we have went from a 7.5% rate to today's rates are in the mid fives, around 5.6, according to Mr. Anthony, okay? I talked to him this morning, and that's where the rates are today. Now, he did advise that they're going to trickle down slowly. He thinks we may see the fours, but not until about a year and a half down the road because they're going to go much slower. That's his prediction. So, and he's been right with everything, thus far. The Fed's met, the rates being lowered. So we're down to around 5.6 currently, okay? So what does that mean? You know what that means, you guys? that means that a lot of people are going to get off their hands and start reaching out. 702-984-3700 to go ahead and get that buying process going. Because now, for instance, Mia and Becky have a client. He's actually a KUMV listener. And he said, listen, I'm only going to buy if I'm zero out of pocket.
He was very adamant.
Very adamant.
Zero out of pocket.
Right? And I love that about him. I love that. He was a straight, he is a straight shooter.
Yes, he
I
is.
appreciate that. Doesn't bother me one bit.
He's been fun.
Yeah, he's fun. He's sweet. He says, Monique, I heard you and Anthony says that he can get me a house, zero out of pocket. I said, well, listen, honey, he said that's what we're going to do. And he's absolutely right. Well, nope, let me be completely honest. I'm so sorry. Anthony told me, he's going to be $17.45 out of pocket.
Ooh, look out.
So I'm going to have to get on Anthony about that now. That's just too much. No, but you know what, guys? The way that he's doing this is the down payment assistance grants that we have. We have multiple down payment assistance grants where you get zero down, and some of them give you some money towards your closing cost. So with that being said, this person is utilizing one of those grants. He's buying a $405,000 property, no HOA, corner lot, right, Becky?
Oh, yeah.
We negotiated the deal for him, okay? He's going to get the seller to pay his closing costs. I negotiated that. And now, with that being said, the grant is going to take care of his down payment. And that is why he is going to purchase a house with me and Becky. And his out-of-pocket cost is going to be how much again?
$17.45. Look out.
There goes that laugh. Y'all better not turn me off. I can't help that laugh now. No, but you guys, I just love it. It makes my heart happy. Okay?
Same, yeah.
His payment per month on a $405,000 home is going to be around $2,800 a month.
That's
which he was
right now.
I don't know I know plenty of people are renting right now for an apartment for $2,400.
Yeah.
And they're not getting a penny back.
Nope.
That's not an investment. It's not going to grow. They can't leave that money to their kids. They can't leave that property to their kids.
Nope. They're paying for somebody else's profits.
That's right. And they can be told that they have to move within 30 days after their lease is up. Or because Nevada has no rent cap, they can have their rent raised, $200, $300, $400, $500 at the end of their lease if their landlord so chooses.
That's been happening a lot.
It sure has been. Do you remember it was all over the news?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a real thing, guys. You can look it up. There is no rent cap in Nevada. So I had a girlfriend that was, Alicia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was on her birthday trip and she got a notice in the email that said, hey, we decided to sell the house. You got 30 days to move. Happens, right?
Oh, yeah. That happened to us.
Oh, did it happen to you guys as well?
Yes, ma'am. Twice. That's why we decided to go on to our home buying venture.
I know, that's right.
After that second time, nope.
Yeah,
that was enough for us.
How unsettling is that for you to be comfortable in your home and now you've got to pick up and move?
I had 3 kids.
And you have
stressed
kids?
out.
Oh my gosh.
No.
So here's the thing. You guys hear me say it all the time. When you are renting, you are making zero profit. You're paying 100% interest rate because you're not getting a dime. And you got to sit there and beg after you move out for your security deposit. You guys, there's no need for this. If you telling yourself, well, I don't have the money right now to buy a house. Hello? Are you there? Monique says she has grants that will cover your entire down payment, right? You only need a 620 credit score. That's it. 620. Okay, if you're not there, we have a whole team that takes care of your credit. And they're not some fly-by-night YouTubers. They're actual lawyers. They have gotten my clients' credit score up from 580 to 750 in 30 days. And guess what, guys? I use them.
The real deal.
They are the real deal. My credit is over 700 because of this exact person and his team. They're lawyers. Okay? So it's not some of these sending out letters and all that or dragging you along with, with a carrot and they're just taking your money every month. These guys get it done because they know that you're trying to buy a home and they know that we're looking at them. We need you to get their credit up quickly. So they're the real deal. I've got plenty of my listeners out there that have used them. They're very happy with them. And guess what? After you buy the house, Becky, you get to continue on with that 700 plus credit score, which means you can refinance your car, which means you can get credit cards at a much lower interest rate, right? Mm-hmm. It changes your life.
Absolutely.
So not only did we help you and bless you with a home, we helped your entire life going forward, because it's not easy to get that score. But anyway, so there it is, guys. We are a one-stop shop. If you're just tuning in, this is Monique Buchanan. I am a realtor here in Las Vegas, but me and Becky are a team of Welcome Home team. There's about, seven of us total, and we are looking to expand. So if you're interested in becoming if you're a realtor and you're interested in becoming part of this team, you can jump on my website, welcomehomewithmonique.com. At the top, it says agent, and you can say join, or you can just text me, 702-984-3700. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and bring on none other than Mr. Anthony with Guaranteed Rate. He is our preferred lender. And like I mentioned before, guys, if you've been told no by any other lender besides Mr. Anthony from Guaranteed Rate, I do not want you to give up, because he does not know what no means, okay? He's never going to tell you no. He may say, not right now, but these are the following things I need you to do, and that's going to get us to the yes. Am I right, Anthony?
You are absolutely right. When it comes to purchasing a house, half the battle is getting approved, but the other half is being confident on what you're getting approved for. So that way, it's really important for someone like myself or whatever mortgage professional you're using. They don't not only approve you, but they educate you in the process, so that way you know where we were, where we are, and where we're going. Because if you're a confident buyer, you're going to be a buyer that's going to be able to make quick decisions, and you have to do that in this type of market.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, Becky shared her story about one of her best friends that was told, her and her husband was told, not only no, but never. Remember the other lender told them they would never be able to buy a home. Ma'am. And Anthony, do you want to just touch over that a little bit? Because that was a doozy. And unfortunately, it happens too often where you have other lenders that tell them, no, they just, you're never going to be able to buy a home.
I'm noticing a lot of lenders right now, they kind of freeze up if it's not like a slam dunk.
Right.
Whereas if you just kind of open your peripheral vision, understand what the buyer's trying to do, see what obstacles are in front of us, we can easily move around those obstacles, or more importantly, go through them, so that way they don't become an obstacle anymore, not only now and in the future. And that's exactly what happened with Becky's, clients. They were told no countless times. It took just thinking outside the box and being proactive, not reactive in their situation. And we were able to transform their situation quickly and get them into escrow.
Yes, they are closing at the end of this month.
Yes,
Good job. Good job, Becky. Good job,
So
Anthony.
excited for them.
Yeah, you guys are a great team. So, I just thank God for you guys as my team, because that's it. Anthony, you think out the box, bro. And that's the thing that I was telling my listeners, or our listeners, that you have to have a lender that thinks out the box. It cannot have the blinders on, and if it's not, like you said, clean cut. A lot of people have things. Heck, I had a couple issues when I bought my house in June, and you thought out the box and got me to the finish line. And so that's why I'm enjoying my property even, right? So it's not just, it's everybody right now, a lot of people. So it's nothing to be ashamed of, but it is a 5-minute application or conversation with Anthony, and he will get you, like he said, through those or around those issues. Am I right, Anthony?
Yeah, they don't even have to do an application. They can literally just call you or call myself and just have a frank conversation. I want to hear their story. What are they trying to do? Why are they wanting to move? Is it the landlord that's raising the rent? Is it because they can't paint their daughter's, room pink to give more life to it? Do they want a pool? Do they want closer to schools? Everyone has a story, and in our industry, we kind of forget that there's a human element to it, and it's not just transactional.
Right.
And I find that when I talk to a client first, my first question is, what is your story? What are you trying to do for yourself and your family? Mm-hmm. And I find most of the time the obstacles that are in their way were either self-manifested or they were incorrectly notated as an obstacle. And once I talk with them, I show them that it is not an obstacle, and if anything, it's an opportunity. And once I understand their story, That's where I breathe confidence into the consumer. And if we have a confident buyer, we have a buyer that's motivated to buy. Whereas if we have a buyer that's not confident and not educated, they're going to be on the sidelines like a lot of people are right now because they're not educated on what's going on, especially with the rates and people saying, should I wait? Should I buy later? That's the biggest question I get asked.
Right. And what do you say to that? Should they buy later or should they buy now, and why?
My advice, buy now, date the rate, marry the house, refinance in 12 months or so that way you're not having to fight when all these people come off the sidelines like they're doing now, and we can get closing costs. We can get still a good rate. We can get everything you want without having to wait, and then you'll get to find a line with 10 people wanting the same house.
The last 10 clients that we've assisted, we've gotten over, upwards of $10,000, $15,000 from the seller to pay their cost.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like, hello, I've been saying that window's closing.
Yeah.
They're not so easily giving it up even now.
When you're competing with other buyers and there's 3 and 4 people or more vying for that house, closing costs aren't it.
No, because as a seller, why should I pay any of your costs if I've got somebody right behind you that says that they don't need that? They've got their own closing costs, right?
Exactly.
So that's what I'm telling people. If you're out there listening and you feel like, oh, I don't really have the money saved to buy a house, like Anthony said, we have the grant programs that can take care of that for you. Anthony's going to take care of the grants for you. He's going to get the zero down. I'm going to me and Becky will negotiate the closing costs out of the seller's pocket. That's right now. If you continue to wait, that opportunity is going to go away. It's inevitable. It's going to happen to where sellers are not going to be paying closing costs anymore. Guess what else? New home builds are not going to be paying closing costs anymore. Anthony, do you want to kind of touch on the whole new home build? One thing I want people to understand too, when you're looking at these new homes, they are beautiful, but they also come at a much higher mortgage because new homes have to charge 1% for their taxes. So a resale property on average, let's say average 2,400 square foot home, I don't know, 2010 house, whatever, right? That house is going to cost around $1,200 to $1,800 a year in taxes. That same size house or that same house brand new, if they're selling it for $600,000 or $500,000, it's going to be 1%. So $5,000 a year. That's going to make your mortgage payment that much higher. And then what else do they need to know about buying brand new homes, Anthony? With the SID lid, the whole, I'm going to give you, the new home builders say, well, I'm going to pay your closing costs of $8,000 credit. What do you say to that, Anthony?
I tell people this, once I understand their story and understand what they're trying to do, I say, listen, just like a new car, when you buy a new car and you drive it off the lot, instant depreciation. And if you try to sell that same car back to the lot, you're not getting the same price that you paid for it. Same thing is with a new house versus an existing build. With a new build, like you said, Mo, you're going to have taxes that are going to be double because they have to take into account, they have to pay for the municipalities, the streets, the roadways, all the improvements for that community. And so you're going to see higher taxes than a traditional resale.
And guys, I want them to understand and know that builders are not the only ones giving the 3-1 buy down and the 2-1 buy down. You're giving that as well. So you can still give them that same incentive with a resale property. Okay. And guess what? No extra cost baked into it. It is what it is. The numbers are what they are. Right, Anthony? So resale, we can do the 3-1 buy down. When we write the offers on resale properties, seller pays his stuff, buyer pays theirs. But in this case, I've been getting the seller to pay some of the buyer's, costs as well. But typically the seller will pay for the seller policy and the, and the owner policy and the transfer tax. But when you go with a brand new build, they push those in many cases, they push that off onto the buyer. So it's just, a better deal all the way around, in my opinion, and the numbers opinions, because numbers they don't lie. If you buy resale and go ahead and do the 2 or 3-1 buy down. Now, let me just break that down real quick and easy to understand. What happens is when I negotiate that $10,000 out of the seller's pocket, Anthony applies it to something called I'll just do 2 years. 2 years, or AKA 2-1 buy down. What is that, Monique? That's giving you 2 years to wait on the rates to come down to where you can refi. You can refi at any time, but it just gives you some cushion on the payment. In other words, if today's rate is 6%, just for easy math, and your normal payment would have been $3,000, right? For a $500,000 house. When Anthony applies that $10,000 that I was able to negotiate from the seller, basically, it's like the seller is paying a couple $100 every month on your mortgage for you. Okay, because you're pulling it. They're pulling it out of that $10,000 bucket. They're saying, okay, your normal mortgage is $3,000, but because Monique and Anthony got you this $10,000, the first year your payment's only $2,500. The second year your payment's only $2,800. Okay, and then year 3 through 30, it'll be that normal $3,000 all the way until 30 years is up. If you do not refinance, do you see the benefit in that? You are saving money every single year by allowing the seller to pay a couple $100 on your mortgage until the rates come down to 4s or wherever you want them to. Now, once they come, let's say that they come down to the 4s in 1 year, you get to go ahead and refinance. And then whatever's left over of that $10,000 that me and Anthony got you, it goes towards your principal. You do not lose it. And that's with the resale property. Now, real quick, and we only have a couple minutes left of the show. So really quick, Anthony, Becky had a quick question.
If any of my clients bought a house like about a year ago, do you think now's a good time to refi?
That's a great question. Should they refi?
That's a great question. So, I mean, here's my thought on this. If they're saving money and the amount of the cost of the refi, they make it up within 12 months, I would say yes, because they can refinance now, take advantage of having that lower payment. And then in 12 months or 18 months or less than 2 years, when we know rates are going to be down based off of the Fed's forecasted projections, then we can refinance again, as long as they make up the cost of the refi in between when they refi now and when they refinance in 12, 18 months, 24 months tops.
That's why I like working with you, Anthony, because you break it all down for them and let them know whether or not it makes sense.
And and you don't just try to get the sale. You know, it's not about the sale. It's about, hey, is this going to set my client up for success? Is this going to help their family or just themselves? You know what I mean? So thank you, Anthony, for coming on. We appreciate that. Like always.
You're welcome.
Spreading your knowledge. Okay, guys. So I do have a listing for you. 508 Sportsman Drive. Okay. This is a 4-bedroom, over 1,500 square feet, completely remodeled. And guess what? No HOA. All right. There's a lot of opportunity there. I think there's already like an Airbnb. I'm just saying on the down the road. I'm not saying that you have to do that, but there's a lot of opportunity near freeway access across from Summerlin. Once again, it is completely remodeled. So that is the main thing. Completely remodeled from head to toe. And here is the best part. 4 bedrooms. All right. 2 bath. $399,000. You heard me right. $399,000. And it has a pool. So we're talking about a no HOA pool property. All right. 2-car garage near Summerlin for $399,000. You heard me right. So once again, you can check that property out at 508 Sportsman. And if you'd like to view the property, Miss Becky would have no problem running you on over there and letting you take a look. 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. 508 Sportsman. If you are looking for a property that's 4 bedrooms with a pool, remodeled from head to toe. All right, Becky, until we hear from you, right? So we will talk to you guys soon and have a blessed weekend.